Well, good afternoon. This is Micah Young with Micah Young Podcast. And it's so good for you to watch us or listen today. Thank you for being with us. And we're actually in Red Lodge, Montana, traveling with some friends that we have traveled all over the United States with. And it's my privilege today to introduce a very dear friend of mine, PJ. And I met PJ in about 1991. And we've been trying to get her in to do one of these. And now we're here in this awesome setting. And so she's agreed to do that. So PJ, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
PJ, I just want to kind of bring everybody up a little bit. You were raised in South Dallas, is where you grew up?
Oak Cliff. Yeah.
Oak Cliff. And what was that like? Because that was a whole different town than it is now. What was that like?
It's fun. I had a good time. I went to all the arts magnet schools and
Oh, you did?
yeah, lived in every apartment complex, and a lot of my friends lived in Kessler Park, and I didn't know the difference between rich and poor, so it was fun.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. And your mom and dad, they were separated at the time or divorced or?
They divorced. I really never knew them together.
Oh, you
So-
never did? Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
And so where did you go to school in Oak Cliff?
I went to Rosemont, also Sidney Lanier, Griner, Sunset, School of the Arts, Downtown Magnet. Yeah.
All in Oak Cliff area?
Yeah, downtown Dallas was one of the high schools I went to. Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so where did you go through to high school at? More than one place?
I did go to Newman Smith as well in Carrollton, and I went to Sunset. I finished my senior year there.
Okay.
Sunset
All
High
right.
School.
And so you got out of high school and you went to work somewhere.
Yes, I worked at the Veranda at the Anatole Hotel. That was my
Okay.
first big job as a hostess. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, you didn't know the Lord at that time, did you? Can you tell me a little bit about how that came about?
Well, in high school, I developed anorexia for a while, and then it developed into bulimia. And then it kind of faded away, but then it came back after school got really stressful. I went to court
Okay.
reporting school for a while. And then my sister kind of caught me, and she said, "Are you going to tell Mom or am I?"
Oh, wow.
So I said, "I'll do it. I can't stop, but I'll do it." You know, I knew I
Yeah.
couldn't. And my mom had me in the hospital within a week. I was at Baylor Eating Disorder Unit.
Wow.
And a couple of weeks before I left, the Lord really saved me out of that.
Okay.
So it was a 6 weeks program, and a couple of weeks before, the Lord really set me free from that.
Wow.
I met Him, truly. Yeah.
Okay. So looking back on that and obviously going through counseling with it, what do you think was the motivating factor behind taking that avenue in your life?
Of an eating disorder?
Yeah. Were you compensating
Gosh.
for something or just?
Gosh, wow. I mean, at the moment, you think you're just trying to get skinny. You're a kid,
Yeah.
and you think that's what's happening. But of course, when you go through their program, it's about control.
Okay.
It's about, I think that's the biggest thing.
Identity?
Is control. Yeah, identity just lost.
Thinking that your value was going to be dependent upon
My appearance.
how you looked and
Yeah.
how thin you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Silly, but it just develops into a addiction.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that I could not stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it about, how did you encounter the Lord? What was it that really brought that to a head?
Well, I really didn't know what was going to happen when I told my mom, but my dad and my mom both had me in the hospital within a week. And my dad was in the Navy at the time, and thankfully insurance covered 100% because it was
Okay.
very expensive. But I was listening to a song, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by called, oh gosh, Lost Like a Leaf in the Wind by Wayne Watson.
Really?
And I was like, that was me. And immediately I just felt the Lord just break the chains of
Wow.
bondage, and I was just different. I just knew I was different. I knew that the Bible was real, and so I opened it up and it said, if you lose your life for my sake, you'll gain life. And I was like, I've got nothing to lose, so you can have it.
Give it a shot. Huh?
Yeah.
If you want it, here it is.
Yeah, and nothing to it, but you can have it.
Okay. And what was that like? I know this was before your marriage. What was that like after the Lord and before you got married? We'll talk about that in a minute. What was that like?
Meeting the Lord, or
Yeah.
just my life?
But after that?
Yeah, just after that, I was on fire for the Lord, and I just went to church immediately. I found a church, and the Lord told me to stay there because I was a bouncer. I would just bounce wherever
Yeah.
I wanted to go, and yeah.
Did you have any relationships during that time?
I met a whole new set of friends at that church, and 3 other girls. We all roomed together for a couple years.
Okay.
And we had a great time. We all got saved, and actually worked together. For
That's
a while.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to have that support group, isn't it?
It was
The people that
wonderful.
know the Lord.
Yeah.
So then Randy comes along. Randy's her husband. So
Yes.
how did that happen?
Well, he showed up at church, and we had a ton of people at that church, and
A lot of singles.
a lot of singles, big singles group, and I thought he was cute. I thought he was cute.
That's usually how it starts.
But I really was not attracted to him until I heard him pray, and I really heard his heart for the Lord.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, he loves the Lord, and that just gave me the okay signal, the green light.
Okay. So did he pursue you first?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
That was smart. Okay.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So you met the Lord, and then you met Randy.
Yeah.
And how long after that before you started having children?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were married 4 years before you had Dylan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how long after that you had Luke?
About 15, 16 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's whenever I met you. They were, I think Luke was a toddler or something, and that's the time I came on the scene was in, I think, June of about 91.
Mm-hmm.
And so we developed a relationship pretty quickly. In fact,
Yes.
Randy was on the pulpit committee that asked me to come and pastor where we were, but we just kind of connected right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I never will forget your heart. You know,
Thank you.
her and Randy were having some struggles, and she came in for counseling. And of course, this is not unusual. People come from counseling, they're my problem. Can you change them? And when you came, I talked about, well, hold on, he's not really the problem. And you were, okay, then what do I do about it?
Yeah.
I mean, her heart was just so tender to the Lord and so willing to just say, okay, well, then it must be something in my life.
Yeah.
And she was very willing and very open to receive counsel from the Lord.
you.
Now, about, a few years later after that, you had a little girl, Grace, and she's a jewel, looks just like her mother. And so you had her. Now you've got 3 kids. The oldest was,
About 6.
okay, and then Luke was about,
They were 6 and 7, I believe.
okay,
Yeah.
6, 7, and then Grace.
Then Grace. Yeah.
Okay. And something happened to you after you had Grace. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, for sure. Pretty quickly, I think after about 3 weeks after having her, I did not sleep for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah. And gosh, yeah. And I thought, that's how I'm going to do this. You know, I'm just going to take care of my kids by always being available.
By grit or by gum.
Yeah, just try to be the perfect mom. And so that was my perspective, and it did not work, obviously. I think it's a mental breakdown I had,
Okay.
and I was put in the hospital for a while, probably in and out a few times is what I
Okay.
can remember, and
Yeah.
got on medicine, and I really thought in my heart I had ruined everything
Really?
at the time. And thankfully, I had wonderful friends. I had the Lord. I had my husband. And I knew that I wanted to be the best I could be, whatever that looked like. And so I pursued counseling and with you and a few other people. And slowly through time, it took a while, but I really got a lot of healing.
Yeah.
So
that they diagnosed you, if I remember correctly, with postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And bipolar. Did they ever?
They did diagnose me bipolar, yes.
Okay. And so, of course, in Texas, the only way you can get medication for that is to go to a psychiatrist. And so you found a psychiatrist that was good. Did it work well?
Yeah, he's probably the best in Dallas. So I was very blessed with
We
that
got in to see
situation.
him, and he prescribed medication. And was the medication alone what you think turned the tide? What do you think was the mix in there?
My husband and my dear friends and the counseling, just being able to talk about it openly with counseling and my friends, really.
Yeah. Well, that's such a stigma for so many women, especially in the Christian world, that meds are terrible and all of that. Our experience and my experience with PJ and with others is, there comes a time where meds are absolutely essential because you can't even keep a coherent thought. You can't even follow a line of reasoning to deal with anything else. But what we found is that meds alone is not the long-term answer. And I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be one, but I have done a lot of counseling and I've seen this experience time and time again. And the people that will get on meds to get stable, to where they can reason, to where they can receive from the Lord, and as the Lord is free to work with misconceptions, things that they believed about themselves that weren't true, things about the Lord said, what the Lord says that was true, and as they begin to, and basically it boils down to not just treating the symptoms, but asking myself, how did I get here? What did I bring into my life? What lies have I believed? What perspectives have I believed? And so our experience has been, and I think your experience as well, was yes, get on the meds, but it doesn't have to necessarily be a full dose long-term thing. If you deal with the issues, then you find stability and you find calm and you find truth and peace, and the meds are able to cut back significantly. Would that be correct?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely.
And there's no shame in that. I mean, my goodness, that's you do what you do to get stable enough to even work through the issues that are in your life.
Yeah, I mean, the key is to be the person your family needs you to be. You need to be a stable mom. You need to be able to care for your family. I needed that, and I was willing to do anything. At the time, I really did not understand what was happening to me. So.
None of us really understood much about it at the time. But the thing that you said, that I wanted to be the best, and I wanted to be, the best mom and the best wife. But in finding that time with the Lord, you find, as noble as those things are, you can't find your identity there. You have to find it in what the Lord says about you and what He's done to you and who you are in Christ. Then you're able to be a better mom and you're able to be a better husband, wife.
Wife, yes.
But your identity is not there.
No, that's just part of it.
Yeah, part of the performance, of the action. And because otherwise, you're constantly embracing the rejection when they don't do what you want them to do. Well, I must not be worth very much. They didn't affirm what I did. But finding it in the Lord lets me be confident and not depend on them to affirm who I am, because the Lord does that.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
So, and what has your time with the Lord been like? And that took several years, didn't it?
Oh, many. Yeah, I would say, 5 to 10? I'm not even counting because I really am so over it now. have been free from that mindset, I guess, for so long. I don't even think about it anymore.
We just, and I know that so much of this is a chemical imbalance. I know that. But I also know, and from talking to neurologists, they said that's exactly how it happens. The lies that we believe and the stress that we embrace and the tension wears on our brain, which depletes us of the chemical that we need to stay balanced.
Yeah.
And so getting that balanced is the first thing, but then working on the lies and the deceptions that we believed that brought about the imbalance
Yeah.
to be able to deal with those.
Yes, I would agree exactly. Yeah.
So we started traveling together. You guys figured all this. How long ago was it? First trip.
10 years?
Yeah, maybe so.
Well, even before that.
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah.
And the Lord's just given us, there's 6 of us, and the Lord's just given us an awesome relationship. Do you want to share anything about that, about what that's been like for you? Because it's a dynamic that can be very volatile. When you stick that many people together, it could explode, you know?
Yeah. Well, it helps that we've all been friends before, and we know each other, and we enjoy each other's company. We've done life. We know each other well, so it works.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the key is each one of us, has determined that we want Christ to be the Lord of our life. And that means I don't always get what I want. Now, the kicker sometimes is I don't get what I want, but you get what you want. And that doesn't seem fair. But it's not about fair, it's about the Lord being honored. And that's what I've appreciated about PJ and about the other ones that we've traveled with, is they've embraced that heart that they want the Lord to be honored.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to share? That
I love you.
I love you too, kiddo.
Thank you so much.
And I think your story has so much power for so many women who have just been in the same scenario at some level and even lost hope.
Yes.
And done things that are just horrible because of that motivation. And it's our prayer that your story will encourage some other women to find, even men, to understand that there's hope in the Lord.
Yes.
And that He can provide the answers that you need for those things that you're struggling with. And do whatever you need to do. And it's one of the key critical parts of that is that you have someone to go through it with you.
Yes.
Find you somebody that you can be vulnerable to and open to, and that you can trust with your pain, and let them walk through it with you so that you don't feel alone.
I agree. It's a whole nother thing to be vulnerable, and it's required, really. And it's not something that anybody really wants to do, but it's required. So we're always thinking, if they really know me, they're not going to like me, because I know me and I don't even like me. But the Father's got a perspective that's totally different. Thank you for doing this today. Thank you for listening to us. If you've seen it on YouTube, you can, I keep saying prescribe, you can subscribe and you'll get a notification whenever there's a new one that comes out. And you can see it on Facebook, Learning Christ Ministries. YouTube is Micah Young Podcast, or you can go to Apple Podcasts and download just the audio of it. So thank you so much for being with us, and the Lord bless you.